project we are doing in Mumbai. Typical residential project that an architect does. In this case, we have not done the planning, I am just doing the facade. So the plan was given to us, which is like a typical plan that every developer, every builder does it. But we thought we will we'll produce this with a different approach. So here in this case, we try to use AI and try to generate things through AI and understand what kind of a design language that we are looking at as a facade. Okay, so these are different iterations that we try to understand so that we can get the final detail in place. So these are multiple iterations that we try to work out to get the final outcome done. So this is the Comfy UI, basically stable diffusion. So in this case, that's a programming language that you're trying to see that at the initial stage, how one image can be converted into multiple details. On the right, you can see only by changing few prompts, you can create a new kind of a design detail that you want. Okay. So we are trying to work with, now recently, last week, we came to know that stable diffusion as an AI language is incorporated into 3D Max as a software now. So there is something called type diffusion which has just recently got introduced. So on a 3D Max platform, you can directly render your design, the 3D model as it is without any corrections within seconds by using this tool called type diffusion. So the same platform, this is the same platform which you can now link it to 3D Max as a software and directly use it. So within seconds you can get your output now. You don't have to wait hours to render your project. So that's the project finally that we have designed. So that's how it looks like. So it's a 20-story building, residential project. We came out with this as an option. This is in Mumbai, Andheri. This is a bungalow again. So it's a 13-story bungalow, 30,000 square feet. The owner is fascinated with cars. The owners are different in this case. He's not the same owner where we are designing a car showroom. So again, doing this kind of a project, the first thing comes with the Vastu consultants in place. So Vastu guy will never accept these kind of designs, right? You know Vastu consultant, right? He will never accept oval-shaped buildings, circular-shaped buildings. He will always talk about rectangular buildings. Correct? So we had a big fight with the Vastu consultant to get this thing approved as it is. Only because the client wanted the design to be as it is and he didn't want any corrections. Okay, in this case. So when the client said to the Vastu guy, "Mujhe iske andar koi corrections nahi chahiye," finally he agreed to his thought process because he didn't want to lose a job. Many a times architects are in a soup. They feel that they might lose a job if he's not listening to the Vastu consultant. Because Vastu consultants always overpower architects. But fortunately in this case, the design was overpowering everything. So client wanted, he was very fascinated with Zah's designs. So worldwide he keeps on traveling. He loves cars. Hence we designed the building in such a way that he can take his car up to his bedroom, his living room, his kitchen also. So we designed the whole building in such a way that your car can go anywhere. Okay, even to the pool on top. So that's how the whole building was designed. So now how the Vastu guy got convinced. I mean how he convinced us in fact. So initially हमें convince करना पड़ता. In this case he started convincing us, saying that our plan as it is intact रहो. But while casting the slab, whichever space you have a bed or a room, उसके अंदर copper का cables जो है straight line में डाल दो in a rectangular format. Insert it inside the slab and your Vastu is okay. So that's what end of the day, if the client overpowers, these are the different kind of outcomes that the Vastu guy will give you to get your designs in place. So fortunate enough that he was ready for it. So that's multi-level design cross-section that you're trying to see. So where there are air pockets, there are landscape pockets, all those the details that you're trying to see. Third level, we have got an auditorium inside it. So that's how the whole building looks like. So we're going to soon start this project. So these are a few projects which we are going to start very soon now. Again, this is a commercial project. It's an office building, private office building in Jamnagar. This is completely done in AI. Now we have started using AI in a much bigger level. Planning we do it, programming we do it, then everything we put it into AI and get our end outcome. So we can create these kind of sectional details also if possible. This is done in Rhino, of course. 3D modeling was done. Only the rendering was done in AI using AI tools. But good that we can immediately come out with solutions. So you don't have to waste too much amount of time do presentations, because presentations are the time that you try to spend at free of cost at the initial stage for clients. But AI as a tool has helped us out that you don't have to spend too much amount of time. Don't waste time. You can generate your drawings faster, present it to your client so that you can take approvals and then you can start modeling. So that's one best part that has happened. So that's how the whole building has been detailed out. A 3D model was done and then only the end outcome was produced through using AI as a tool. So these are a few residential projects. Again, quickly we go ahead. I will not talk too much about it. These are residential projects. All the projects are on now. These are things which we are trying to do using 3D print, using your CNC machines, using water jet machines, mandir, staircase inside. This is a complete house. There's a bedroom. There's a bed that's happening there. So multiple things are happening, multiple details are happening. We have all, even wash basins are designed. It's not that you're just designing a few things, but you're designing each and every element inside the house. The bed looks like this. So every detail, every thing that we're trying to design, we're trying to produce. So this was all about the functional art we're talking about. This is just an art piece that we got. We were very fortunate enough to get an art installation designed by the legendary architect BVDUCOA sir. Okay, so this is an installation that came to us to build. Okay, so he has designed this thing called Jalsha. It's a fish stuck in a concrete block. This was for the first time, and this just happened before COVID. Just before COVID, we designed this. So it's again 2-ton weighed fish, 12 feet long. So which we designed. I mean, he designed it. We built it using 3D print technology at that given period of time, getting the skeleton of the fish inside it with the reinforcement and the structural thing happening. For the first time, we were casting composite marble in a block format, huge block format. Because usually composite marbles or everything can be casted or done only up to 10 to 20 mm thick. Because of the heat, there might be a lot of cracks that might happen. This was for the first time that we were doing in solid format. So fortunately, we did this, we achieved this, created this in such a way that layering was done in multiple time periods, so that there are no breakages, there are no cracks. So finally we could achieve that. So whatever he had designed, whatever he had envisioned, we could do it and send it across to him. Just once the COVID was over, we tried to dispatch it to him so that, this was the last photograph that we luckily got it with the project that we had done for him. So that's unfolds which we do every year. So this year again we will upload. It's a design and build competition for students and architects, practicing architects. These were some of the competition entries this year that we had. So those are the 4 people. 3 of them were invited from abroad. 1 from Singapore, 1 from New York, and 1 from Spain. And the 4th one was me, where I was teaching fabrication technologies. So we had a 6-day program, morning 9 to evening 10:30. So the whole logics of parametric design, from design to fabrication, was taught in these 6 days. So it was a huge event that happened. Especially Carlos, he did a marvelous job in terms of teaching us what AI is all about. How quick you can make your decisions in designing things. So these were the display things. I mean, we displayed all this there at the exhibition. 3D print technology, concrete technology, CNC technology, all these things were displayed there. So we had speakers, multiple speakers were there who had come down so that they can share their knowledge to the people who were coming in. So then we also had council president there that day to understand what we were doing, why this was done, what kind of people that we were trying to cater to. We had students and architects all over India. So fortunately, people all over India had dropped down to understand this subject that we are trying to build a community, different kind of a community that we talk about, who are interested in parametric design or computational design, or to even understand how this fabrication can be done. So all this is what we are trying to build. So multiple things are happening. Lucky that the message is going across to the students and to the professionals, and people are coming in. Then using Midjourney as a tool, what is the end outcome that we can do? I always do sketches, which is a must. Without sketch, we don't start any of the projects. So we do a sketch, how the sketch gets converted into a Midjourney image, how a sketch can be converted into a rendered image. That's how the sketching is done. You can see the detailing. Every detail is done at the initial stage with a sketch, which is a must. If you don't do a sketch, you will not know what you're doing. Right? You should understand the depth of the design that we are looking at. So I make sure that the sketches are done at the initial stage. Then I try to convert them. That is a rendered image using AI as a tool. Okay, so I made that sketch, just got converted immediately. Within seconds, I could get that as an end outcome. So it was very quick for me because earlier this was not easy. From a sketch, I don't have to do a 3D model, but if I make a sketch, I can get my design done. So that's so beautiful, right, today. So even when you are in college as students, you do sketches, make sure that those sketches can be converted into rendered images so that you can present it to your teachers in a much better way. आराम से काम होगा ना, जल्दी काम होगा. At least some result will come. If it is not right, you can change it back again. So that's how the whole sketch was converted into an animation model as well using AI as a tool. So that is the possibility that AI is doing nowadays using softwares. Okay, using your basic softwares and connecting them into AI as a tool. So multiple things are possible today. So it's very simple. This whole thing we did within, I think, 2 to 3 hours in our office. Sitting in our office, we completed this whole job. From the sketch, one day we did the sketch, and then the next day we got those things done. AI as a tool, what all we can do by just prompts. We try to create all this just to understand that, whether it is going to give us the right language of a design we're looking at or not. So that's the right side. I've shown you the image that we did. So, taking that as a design language, we try to create one more bungalow, having a different kind of a format. So your design language can be transformed from one kind of a design detail to the other kind of a design detail. The central column is being designed by us. Left and right is something which we generated using the same detail. So our design language generated new designs are generated by AI. So that possibility is good. So we can create these kind of details in future, and probably these are some things which we can start seeing now. Different kind of chairs, we have already started building chairs, all these things. How a lift can be, a lift shaft can be. Why can't a lift shaft be designed like this? So this is a lift shaft that we tried to present it to that Jamnagar project that we were doing. So this lobby has been designed for that purpose, using AI tools again. This is the initial basic sketch, basic process where we can at least communicate with our clients, tell them this is what we are thinking. If they are okay, then we can go for the other details in the drawing. If it's a township, using local materials, sustainable materials, how you can make your own layouts, get your designs done on a quick way, just to get those approvals done. This is the basic planning. This is what we are looking at. It's very easy. It's very easy. Okay. So prompts. Then what? What is the future? So what I think as a future as an architect today is probably our whole mode of transportation is going to change. The kind of infrastructure that we are trying to build may go to a waste. That's what I feel. I don't know. Maybe, because we are all going to soon flying cars, right? I don't think the land transportation will be available for us. We'll all be traveling in flying cars, and that's the future. So our building should have docking stations, parking stations for these futuristic cars which are going to enter into our law now. So that is something which we need to tackle. That's something which we are not looking at. So I always feel that, are we future ready? If we are future ready, then we need to think about that. We as the younger generation, you as the younger generation, we as people who have already entered into it, we need to look at all these aspects. We need to be quick. Every day the technology is changing. Every day people are adopting new methods to get architecture in place. You have to be everywhere. You are not supposed to be just in the field of architecture to build buildings or do interiors, but also understand the tech which is happening around you. Get that tech introduced into your practice. Get that tech introduced into the way that you are trying to design and build your thing. That is important. So hence, you as younger generation have to be future ready, which is necessary today. If you are not, others will take away, and this might happen very soon. So make sure that you are updated to that an extent that you can deliver things. Okay, you shouldn't become losers. You should be the people who should understand this technology in a much better way rather than people like me. Okay, I have tried to push the boundaries. I passed out in '97, just imagine. Now it's almost 30 years down the line. We are trying to work with tech in a futuristic way, trying to understand, build things, make sure that the technology is available to everyone. So we are also trying to teach people a lot everyone who comes to our factory, students who we are architects, we are trying to teach them, tell them technology is something which you need to work with. Sooner or later, otherwise you will be eradicated if you don't work with technology. So make sure that we are ready for the future that is ahead of us now. Okay, thanks a lot. I hope the lecture was coming. Thank you guys.
Yes. So anyone has any question?
Anybody? Questions?
Is that idea?
11:40.
हाँ पूछ सकते हो जो क्वेश्चन पूछना है बिंदास डरो मत नो नीड टू वरी पूछो पूछो बिंदास डोंट वरी फर्स्ट ईयर स्मॉल किड चलेगा
जो 3D प्रिंटिंग आपने किया उसका सस्टेनेबिलिटी कैसे आप
See, right now the 3D printing that we are trying to work out is at a smaller scale. We are doing tables, we are trying to design tables, wall panels, chairs, all that we are doing. Okay. So 3D print we are trying to use as the outer shell. Okay, we are not using the 3D print as the actual end outcome. We are using as a mold. Okay, it's a shell that we are trying to use. But internally, whatever the reinforcement is needed, that reinforcement will be in place. Either I fill that with an artificial composite marble powder, the paste composite marble that we are looking at, or either I fill with concrete. Correct? 3D print is only for the aesthetical part that I am trying to use right now, at this context. I am not using concrete as I said, because we don't know that we are all talking about sustainability today. Everywhere we are talking about sustainability. Today also when I was sitting with the principal, I heard that you guys are, your college has got they are the ones who are also into teaching what sustainability is all about, right? We are not talking about sustainability. When we talk about sustainability, when we are talking about eco-friendly buildings, environment को बचाना है, carbon footprint reduce करना है, net zero का बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग, concrete को तो eradicate करना पड़ेगा ना? We can't have concrete. So then why are we trying to work with concrete as a 3D print technology today? It's only because people are trying to fool us. हम लोग ने कर लिया है on the west, अभी तुम लोग करो अपने टाइम वेस्ट करो हम लोग दूसरा कुछ कर लेंगे. So that is what they are trying to do. We have to be ahead of time. So we should start thinking that concrete may get eradicated very soon. We don't have to see US and all today they are going up to 18 floors doing wooden structures. But yes, recently LA में problem हुआ है, आग लगी थी, massive destruction हुआ है. But yet they think that eco-friendly material is something which will be used. They may come up with protective adhesives now, right, for the wood so that it doesn't catch fire. That they may come soon. But timber will be the major material which will be used in coming years. So probably we need to divert into those areas and start thinking, start designing, keeping that in mind. Okay, so stability wise, the structural detailing may change sooner or later. Concrete slowly may get eradicated. Maybe. I don't know. Right now, तो नहीं है. है ना? Right now we are still using concrete in a much bigger way, but it will. But in India, I as an architect who is practicing this kind of a design detail today, I am using 3D printing only for my outer shells, so that I can cast my material inside. The way centering is done, columns को cast करने के बाद centering लगाते हैं. Instead of that steel centering, I am using 3D print models and getting my design. Okay.
So, all of these slides reminded me of Antonio Gaudi, and as we all know, he was inspired by nature, animals and stuff. And you have these beautiful, crazy, unusual forms. So, what are you inspired from? How does it start?
You took the name right. So, I am inspired from Gaudi. So, I have a pic with him also, not with the live photograph. Of course, with the sky, with his monumental sculpture that has been, put in Spain, Barcelona. So I'm really inspired with the kind of project that he has done. And a lot of my design details actually project what he has done in life, right? So I'm also trying to mimic what he has done. So I'm also trying to understand how at that given period of time the technology that he's trying to use. Today, of course, we have got these machines coming to us to help us out. I'm just wondering at that given period of time how he conveyed his message to the laborers and got so many projects done, right? And buildings especially, to large scale. Of course, one of the projects is still going on, right? The Sagrada Familia. But the other projects that he completed, he executed them, mind blowing. It's not easy to convey your thought process to multiple labors because scale बड़ा है और वो precision को लाना it's the most difficult thing. He did it. Today we are facing multiple problems. Conveying my message to my team is also difficult. We face a lot of problems at times. And Abhishek by the way is an associate to Forge. So we are a team member. हम दिन रात एक करते हैं. रात को हम लोग 2 या 2:30 बजे सोए हर बार काम करते हैं मेहनत करते हैं. Other team also people wake up till 2-3 बजे काम करते हैं. मेहनत लगता है. मेहनत बहुत ज़्यादा है. But end of the day you need to achieve. In fact, there is something that maybe I should be telling or I shouldn't be telling, but I will tell it. I will speak about this. This is something which is happening nowadays in major of the offices. Major of the offices. I don't know about the other offices, but I have an experience. See, architectural organizations are not working with profits, first of all. Understand this. Okay, and especially a firm like me, who is doing a lot of experiments all the time. We don't work with a lot of finances, right? We come from a very humble background, very simple background. We are making our way out. Finances are too tough in this industry. Clients तुम्हारी बजा के जाते हैं. It's not easy. जहाँ design है, consultancy है, थोड़ा बहुत समझ में आता है. Because you are not at a loss. But when you are doing design and build, material आ जाता है, मेहनत आ जाता है, labours है, बहुत कुछ है. You are working with different agencies, controlling them, getting your project done. It's too difficult to get the money out from your clients and deliver it to all the people who are working. तो बहुत बार क्या होता है कि the payments that you tend to give to your people who are working, they get delayed. कभी कभी 4 महीने, कभी 6 महीने, कभी 8 महीने भी लग जाते हैं पेमेंट्स देने में बच्चों लोगों को. But people who work with us and survive and go ahead, they enjoy. Part 1. Part 2. ये एक part हो गया. Part 2. People who are coming out from the institutes and trying to work with people like me, right? They have zero knowledge when they are joining me. You can understand this. What I have shown you guys, you might be having zero knowledge about what kind of work we are trying to do. Even the softwares, even the detailings. Okay. Multiple sites. This is a ceiling on top. Okay. I have to do engraving. When I am doing engraving, that means my machine is going to work like this from the top. So my design has to be placed like this and then I have to do the design. But unfortunately, people who are working for us, who are new, they don't know all this. They do the engraving like this, keeping the slab like this. ऐसे हमारे साथ multiple times हो गया. Okay. Ceiling side पे चला जाता है और पता चलता है कि reverse print हो गया है, reverse engrave हो गया. Just imagine 4000 square feet का ceiling, 10 से 12 लाख रुपए का खर्चा किसके जेब में जाएगा? Will the client give you? No. Will the person working will bear? जिसने mistake किया? No. Who will bear? Correct. हम ये bear करते हैं. हमारे पास पढ़ा है ये. And ask, I mean the team who is there intact with us, they know. But क्या होता है? ये team जब हम build करते हैं ना, people like new people coming in with zero knowledge, we teach them. 1 महीना, 2 महीना, 3 महीना, 4 महीना, 1.5 साल तक हम सिखा रहे हैं. End of the day, when 1.5 साल तक भी सीख नहीं पाया, 1.5 साल में 50 बार सॉरी बोला रहेगा, लोगों ने गलतियों के साथ काफी रोते हैं. सर नहीं सर, we learn, please teacher, we learn. हमें भी लगता है कि वो अच्छा जाने दो, कर रहे दो. End of the day, when they leave, the biggest joke is when they leave, then the line that was between you and me is being drawn in such a way that you have all the rights to speak to us in whatever way you want. क्यों? आप टाइम पे पैसा नहीं देते हैं, हम क्या के लिए आपके साथ काम करेंगे. आपका ऑफिस जो है ना, we recently got a message. मैं सोचा इस बार तो WhatsApp पे बच्चों को दिखाऊं. These are the messages that people put us. I mean toxic nature है. हमारे बच्चों 1.5 साल हम तुमको सिखा रहे हैं, तब टॉक्सिक नेचर किधर गया था? these are the messages that we get. So we were very sad. I mean, this all happened last 15 days back. I was so sad that I was teaching students. And who are these guys? Who have done masters in parametric design and working for 1.5 years with me, having zero knowledge. And still I am teaching them. Giving them space to live in free. हम फ्री में रहने को दे रहे हैं, मेरे ऑफिस में लोगों को रहने के लिए जगह है, खाना फ्री में दे रहे हैं, पगार फ्री में दे रहे हैं, और तुम्हारे मिस्टेक्स को झेल रहे हैं. And they say that टॉक्सिक नेचर है, तुम्हारा ऑफिस नहीं है, ये बकवास काम करते हो. जब काम कर रहे थे, you think this is all बकवास? But these are the comments that we get in this practice that we are trying to do. Guys, why I am trying to tell you this is, see, architecture has to have some ethics now. Okay, you as students, when you come out, you have to be like this. In my whole life, from day one, wherever I have gone for an interview, I did not take my resume. What are you? I am an architect. क्या करता है? एक हफ्ते मेरे को टेस्ट कर लो, बाद में देखो. That's it. If I am comfortable with you, if you are comfortable, the kind of work I can deliver, that's it. मेरा पोर्टफोलियो क्यों चाहिए? मेरा काम देख लो ना. That's the guts that you should have. Correct? आजकल लोगों में नहीं है. और आजकल पोर्टफोलियो दिखाते हैं कॉपी पेस्ट. क्या हमें पता नहीं है कॉपी पेस्ट? पोर्टफोलियोज लेके घूम रहे लोग. People who have done masters from Barcelona, zero knowledge they have. Zero knowledge they have. Just imagine. They're working with me in the office. Right now they're working with me. And I had to tell them after 6 months of working with me, with zero delivery they have given, I am paying them 40,000 rupees per month as a salary. I had to tell them कि बाबा अगर तुमको मेरे साथ काम करना है तो आज से फ्री में काम करो, खाना पीना रहना सब फ्री मैं दूंगा, लेकिन फ्री में काम करना पड़ेगा, जब तक सीखना है सीख लो, बट पगार नहीं मिलेगा. कन्विंस हो तो करो. People are doing now. So we have to tell them all this. So guys, as young architects, when you come out, please respect your seniors with whom you are working. बहुत बुरा लगता है, बहुत मेहनत करके, बहुत सपोर्ट करने के बाद ना स्टूडेंट्स को या प्रैक्टिसिंग आर्किटेक्ट्स को जब हम लेते हैं, बुलाते हैं और सिखाने के बाद ना, if such thing happens, no, it's terrible. I mean, हम लोग उस दिन तो we are so upset. I had to literally I had to kick off interns. 5 interns काम कर रहे थे. Zero knowledge they had in terms of what they were supposed to do. I had to tell them, please, if you can't work, you may leave. परसों एक लड़का छोड़ के चला गया, सॉरी सर गलती हुई मेरे से, I can't do this, मेरे से होने वाला नहीं है. He had to leave. खुद ही सामने आके जाना पड़ा, बोलना पड़ रहा है आज. So guys, make sure that before you come out of the college, you learn all the softwares, you are ready and you are prepared for the outer market, which is ready for you. You just can't, यार पैसे देखते नहीं है बाबा. यहाँ तुम पैसे देख के सीख रहे हो, वहाँ हमें पैसे देके सिखाना पड़ता है. सोचा है क्या? हाँ, this is the fact. So understand, these are problems. I mean, I had to tell this, and I'm going to tell this to every platform that I'm going to go and speak with students or speak with especially the architects, because we are all passing through the same phase. You may be very good, you may be very humble, everything is good. But as younger generation, you guys are trying to cross certain lines at certain times. That is something please don't do, because तुम जिस दिन आर्किटेक्चर प्रैक्टिस करना शुरू करोगे, उस दिन तुम्हारे पीछे अगर जो लोग आएंगे और वो इस तरीके से बात करेंगे, at that time you will understand. This is too bad. Some instances have happened which shouldn't happen. So correct yourself and probably send this message to other colleges also, whoever are your friends, that we need to have certain ethics in life as architects. We can't cross that boundary, because practicing architects have got their own problems. This kind of a practice may look, I might have done so many things, हमने कितने नुकसान खाए हम मालूम है, मेरे फैक्ट्री पे कितने नुकसान का मटेरियल पड़ा हुआ है मेरे को मालूम है. अब उनको मुझे क्लाइंट को किस तरीके से यूटिलाइज करके किसी और साइड पे घुसाना है वो भी मुझे मालूम है. बट आज तो मेरे पास डेड स्टॉक है. कितना डेड स्टॉक है हम जानते हैं. तो ये प्रॉब्लम है. तो वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड ऑल दिस. सो प्रैक्टिस इज नॉट ईजी, इट्स द मोस्ट डिफिकल्ट थिंग. इनोवेशन, टेक्नोलॉजी, कोलैबोरेशन, ये सब तुम लोगों ने पिछले 4 दिन में बहुत कुछ सिखा रहेगा, बहुत कुछ समझा रहेगा. बट ये इंडस्ट्री का आईना है. What I am trying to tell you is, ये इंडस्ट्री का आईना है. You lift yourself up इन मल्टीपल डायरेक्शंस. मैंने तुम लोगों को कोविड में हमने क्या क्या दिखाया नहीं है. हमारे पास दूसरे पीपीटी रहेगा ना, उसमें दिखा देंगे. यू नो कोविड वी ऑल पास थ्रू, राइट? वी ऑल पास थ्रू कोविड, करेक्ट? व्हाट डिड यू गाइस डू थ्रू ड्यूरिंग कोविड? क्या किया? घर पे बैठे रहे ना, बराबर. जिस दिन कोविड हुआ 21 मार्च, उसके एग्जैक्टली 20 दिन पहले, मतलब 20 दिन मैंने 15 दिन पहले 6 तारीख को एग्जीबिशन हुआ था, जिस एग्जीबिशन में BVDUCOA का इंस्टॉल किया था. उसी डोम में दैट डोम गॉट कन्वर्टेड टू कोविड सेंटर. 21 को कोविड में वी ऑल वर, राइट? We took a halt, we took a break, सब घर पे चले गए. 25th I was in my factory, sitting in my factory. I had to come to the factory thinking that what can I do for such kind of a pandemic that is happening as an architect? What can I do for them? रोज न्यूज़ आ रहे हैं कि बाबा there are no PPE kits, there are no face shields, there are no face masks. क्या करेंगे? We started developing to make face shields and face masks. So we made them. And we distributed almost 3.5 lakh pieces of face shields at that given period of time. इतना बनाने के बावजूद we realized that the face shields are not helping the patients, neither the frontline workers, neither the doctors. So we had to do a lot of research in understanding what is that they want, how do we protect people. We had to make face shields, not face seals. Sorry, not face shields, we had to make face seals. Face seal is something which completely covers your face and still gives you air to breathe. And still there is no fog that gets created inside your shield so that you can see properly. So we had to do a lot of research, get that thing in place, make those filters in such a way so that the 0.3 micron molecule doesn't enter into your internal surface area and attack you with the COVID thing. We had to understand all this, go through process, make sure that we take report proper reports of the filters that we are designing. We did all this and made a face shield for doctors. Sorry, face shield for doctors, which is like a helmet and completely packed thing. We made all this for doctors and frontline workers a must. And a year back we got patency for that product. So we are patented to produce that and give it to doctors today. That was one. Other than that, at that given period of time, whenever there is a patient, not a COVID patient, a regular patient, and if he has to be operated, whether it is a surgeon who does regular general surgeon or any operations that he has to do, or whether a dentist guy, if you have to operate, right? How are these guys going to do operations? We had to build incubation boxes for them, through which the patient is put inside, the incubation boxes on top, and the hand goes inside and the doctor operates. I built these kind of things at that given period of time, and we were there everywhere in Mumbai. I was here in Pune also. I got all the rights to go anywhere. Okay, at that given period of time. And we made all these things and supplied to all the major hospitals as far as possible. Mumbai Sign Hospital. I was there inside the COVID ICU at the peak of the time. Now just imagine. Peak of the time when the COVID was at peak. Completely. You talk about Sign Hospital, Puddar Hospital, KEM, BARC, Apollo. You talk about the hospital, I was there. Mumbra, a space where nobody was ready to go. There we were going. वाशी से मैं बोरीवली जा रहा हूँ, 600 रुपए का डीजल डाल के मैं 200 रुपए का फेस शील्ड देने जा रहा हूँ. Just imagine. Can anybody do this? We did that. So as an architect, what can we give back to the society is also important. So we try to do all this, and it's a product. As a design, it's a product. You can do multiple things. So when everybody was inside, we as architects, doctors were there as frontline workers. We as architects, what are we supposed to do? कुछ तो करना चाहिए ना, हमने product बनाया. And fortunately today we have got the patency of that product where we can build them, and now we can supply it to all the doctors, especially while operating. You don't have to use the 3mm mask with those big filters. They're all industrial filters. You don't have to use that. You can use this, it's very simple, clear, absolutely fun, fresh air inside. No problem at all. See, that was the one. That's Dr. Lagdawala. And you know what? We could have earned, I could have become a millionaire at that given period of time. मेरे पास 5 लाख pieces का order था. Just imagine, just go back. There's Dr. Lakdawala who's wearing that helmet. This helmet that we were doing, this zero profits के साथ हम लोगों को 700 रुपए में बन रहा था. This guy comes and tells me, put a brand, my brand on this. You can see the black patch on top of that. इधर मेरा ब्रांड लगाओ इसको और 2250 का इसका MRP लिखो. I could have blindly given him that at 1500 rupees, double the price I could have earned. लाख पीस, 2 लाख पीस, 3 लाख पीस, जितना बना सकता बनाओ. And that gave me a lot of time. We did not do that as architects. We did not do it. हमने उसको सिंपल BMC को सप्लाई किया, हमने BMC को दिया. No giving it to doctors directly, we will give it to the BMC. BMC फ्री में देती है. Okay, खत्म. BMC हमें बेसिकली जो प्राइस में CSR है, they call it CSR. CSR के जोन में हमें फाइनली ये कैश के थ्रू हमें मिला 700 रुपीज़ पर पीस के हिसाब से. जीरो प्रॉफिट के साथ हमने काम करके वो डिलीवर किया. So that we could do it because we are all trying to pass through a certain phase and most difficult phase. As architects, what we can do, we should stand for it as a community. Correct? ये भी सब चीज़ है जो हम कर सकते हैं at times, not all the time, but at times. So good that we went through that. Next video. Chalo. So all this is possible as architects. Make sure that we have some ethics. So this was ethics that we tried to show during COVID.
So yes, sir. On behalf of Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Architecture, I would really thank you for taking time to come here in our college and sharing all your projects and ideas with us. So till today morning, I was just hearing about you from my senior faculty that that this session is going to be one of the best sessions in the entire week, like the innovation week, and I'm sure that everyone here will agree that we are fortunate enough to experience this in our college. So once again, thank you for coming here and opening our eyes to the importance of maybe materials and technology in architecture. Like the most important thing that we should take we should take and carry forward through this lecture. So thank you.
Great guys, come on. I hope that
There are going to be a lot of questions in their minds right now, but because of time constraints.
no, that's okay. Questions are not important, but I suppose there's a good takeaway to you guys, which I feel that is necessary. If there's no takeaway, then कोई मतलब नहीं है session का. There should be a good takeaway. I hope that you change, and you change for a better future. Necessary. Small example. 3 years back, we took a lecture. We took 2-month session with RVS College of Architecture, Chennai. Okay, so that was a COVID batch. We just taught them for 2 months the second semester. Okay, we did some kind of an experiment with them, completely on a different context, about finding out hidden information from spaces. Finding out hidden information from spaces. So students went on with a certain kind of exercise. They tried to find out this hidden information. They were very active in getting that thing done, and they designed something out of that hidden information, which is a pavilion. They came to Mumbai, students, all the students. They built that here in Mumbai. They took it back. They installed that there in their college, and that whole thing got published in IA Journal. Okay, so they were very lucky enough. So it got published in IA Journal. And 2 days back, their first batch again. Now they are in 4th year. So 2 days back, then after that they did not come to me. Then 2 days back, the students from that same college, from Chennai, they came to my office. They visited the office and the faculty, they tried to understand what we are trying to do. Then the teachers came to us and then they started saying that, sir, this COVID batch that we guys had taken, where we tried to give them this kind of an information that I am trying to give you right now. It has really boosted them up to that level that today, being in 4th year, just imagine being in 4th year, they know what Rhino is, they know Grasshopper, they know all the AI tools, Blender they have learned. I mean, just imagine 4th year के बच्चे हैं, COVID batch में, 11th and 12th, कोरोना में निकाला उन्होंने, and they have learned all the software. Because The message that we try to send across to them is that you need to upgrade yourself. If you don't upgrade yourself, you will be nowhere. So make sure, I'm trying to send the same message to you, make sure that you upgrade yourself every day. Just don't waste your time on reels, just seeing them. Stop those reels for some time, see the reel completely, and make sure that you do what is there in that reel. I hope it's not entertainment, but it is about work. If you see the reel which is about work, make sure that you do it, attempt it. Because वहाँ करना और यहाँ practice में करना, it's a big challenge. It's not easy. Okay. Anyways, thanks a lot. Hope I have inspired you.